Do you choose humility or heartache? I'm Jessica Go, trauma coach in childhood, emotional and relationship abuse. So here's the thing, right? Whenever we get triggered or hurt by someone that we care for, or maybe if it's just a work colleague, right? And in that moment, you feel that they didn't respect you, or you feel disposed or used. And here's the thing, it's about how can you see yourself in that person. And it's a really interesting concept, but it works. Personally, I was able to regain my power back by seeing what I see in that person within myself. So what you see in others is what you see in yourself too. Because as human beings, we're all one. We all have the same traits and qualities. We may have different personalities and we may come from different cultures, but there are traits that are universal, right? Such as arrogance, humility, generosity, compassion, selfishness, greed, playfulness. So, these traits, these are all universal traits. Yes, there could be some people who might be more of this trait or less of this trait, but they still hold all of those traits, right? And so what I do in this instance is whenever I get triggered or whenever someone rubs me off the wrong way, I ask myself the question, why is it that I'm feeling this way right now? So let's give an example of relationships, for example. So let's say there's a guy that I really like and he is not available because he's in a relationship and he ticks all the boxes in what I'm looking for. And I would beat myself up thinking, why is it that it's not me? Why is it that he's not single, right? And so the mind starts to create all these illusions of separation. This separation of not being one with this other person. And this is an illusion because it's fear-based, it's fear-driven, because of the way I was brought up in my childhood conditioning, right? Where my dad wasn't really around, he wasn't emotionally available, he wasn't available to me. And so I asked myself the question, how am I not available for true love? Because obviously this guy that I'm really into, he is available for true love, but why is it that I'm not available for true love? And so the mind starts to play tricks and games through illusions and fears that he is the only option that I have, that he is the only one who ticks all the boxes that I'm looking for. And the reality is that's not true. So when we operate from a place of the wounded inner child because of childhood trauma, we start to operate in a place of fear and we start to see the illusion and not the reality, right? And so the adult part of me would say, Jess, he is not the only one. Don't get caught up in the illusion that he is the only man for you, right? That there are other men out there that you haven't met yet. There are plenty of men out there who are spiritually awakened and conscious and care about the environment and the food that they eat. So it's about seeing it from a holistic perspective. Okay, what's the illusion that I'm holding on to? How is this resonating with my childhood trauma? How is this person bringing it to my attention that this problem is inside of me, right? Because this is what we're projecting into our reality if we haven't healed that wounded inner child because of the impacts of childhood trauma. And as soon as you could see that is me, this is how you can take accountability for your pain and not outsourcing it by blaming someone else or blaming a situation or circumstance or experience which triggered your pain. It triggered your pain, but they're not to blame, okay? And blaming others is taking away your own sovereignty. And yes, there are situations where it's not right for that person to hit you or to abuse you, right? Of course, that isn't right at all. But what I'm saying is, how can you reclaim your sovereignty back in this experience? By owning how you feel and take accountability for your pain, so you can transform that pain into power. That inner power, which is your sovereignty. So now I see it from an adult perspective. Okay, that's great to know. He's not the only guy out there for me. There are plenty of men out there who I haven't met yet, who hasn't, ticked the boxes that I'm looking for, right? So I decided to book myself, perhaps for another retreat to see, okay, maybe I can meet someone else through this retreat, or I can meet someone else through a girlfriend's birthday dinner celebration, or maybe I can meet someone through new friendships that I've formed. So do not be limited, right? Every time you show up for yourself, there is an opportunity for you to heal, and there is an opportunity for you to embrace love, because love unconditionally, without conditions, is your natural state. So I hope this serves you, my love. And if you got something out of this video blog, I would love for you to subscribe to my YouTube channel and share what's your biggest takeaway in the comments below, so I can read it and celebrate you. And if you feel that you need further support in this, and you struggle to see how is this person you, and how you can start making this healing process universal by reclaiming your sovereignty, and perhaps childhood trauma is in the way of that, come and book a free 30-minute clarity call with myself, just on the link below, where you get to see me privately over Zoom through a consultation to see if trauma recovery is right for you. Alright, blessing you with all of my love.